Hey everyone, welcome to Ellie's Journey. I just want to touch base with you guys again. It's day 3 or so of my pre-op diet. I started on Tuesday. Today's Friday, so it's about 3 days or so. And things are going okay. I have noticed my energy levels are much lower, which is kind of surprising to me because I have been watching my weight, dieting for the last month and a half or so, but I guess it does make a big difference taking out a few components of your diet, which I'll go over in a second. But so I have been dragging a bit, and a combination of a few different things, but as I touch on each item, I think you might learn as what it might be that's dragging me down a bit. But so each doctor has its own pre-op diet requirements. My doctor's pre-op requirements is 14 days before surgery. You start with a high protein diet he allows veggies in with the diet. There are a few other doctors I've noticed out there that want you to do like 3 protein shakes in a day and maybe a couple of veggies, but I guess the whole point is to get the fat off the liver so they can move it out of the way and make your healing process faster for the whole process. But my doctor just requires high protein and some veggies. And the way he requires that is in the morning you do a protein shake of some sort. And I've been making mine with Isopure and some Gen Pro and almond milk, and then adding some sugar-free flavorings to it. I was using bananas before, but now I've taken the bananas out because, of course, bananas have carbs in them. So that's been a difference for my day. So you have the protein shake in the morning, and then for lunch and for dinner, you have 2 small meals. Mine might have been a little bit bigger than they're supposed to be, but my protein's been, I don't know, about 3 or 4 ounces, 4 ounces, I guess. And it's supposed to be a lean protein, so no fatty proteins, no steak ends with some nice fat on the ends. But so I've been mainly doing chicken and did some shrimp today. But some days I will just steam up a whole bunch of broccoli or unless I have a Brussels sprouts, broccoli, beets, cauliflower, carrots. Well, no, I haven't been doing carrots because they're sweet, they're carbs. That's kind of about it, I guess. I have some squash, some yellow squash. It's been mainly doing the cauliflower, broccoli, and cabbage is what I've been primarily doing. So I'll steam those up with my dinner, and I've been eating a lot of them. I felt like I read somewhere on somebody's page that it was fine for you to have as many veggies as you wanted to, but I have been I'm just kind of weaning myself into the process, and I'm just eating a lot of the veggies initially, and I'll cut back with them in week 2. The main thing, I'm just trying to get into the cycle of this diet. And then, of course, hardly any salad dressings if you use it at all. It can't be have fat in or much fat in it. And so he allows, what was it say? I said the protein drink in the morning, a little bit of protein meat for lunch with a salad or veggies, and the same for dinner. And then he also allow you to have some low-fat, plain, sugar-free Greek yogurt, which I've been adding some sugar-free flavorings to. There's some chocolate flavorings out there you can find, and I found something this morning that was kind of like a maple syrupy thing that was to die for. I also made a shake out of that this morning. It was really good. So I've been doing that in the evenings just to kind of hold me over. Celery I've been eating a bit too. I'm just trying to get over the eating habit, just putting something there in the middle. I think I do the celery around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, but and then also part of the process, some of the things you're supposed to stop doing, which I've already stopped doing, is stop having carbonated beverages like your Cokes or even sparkling water, because you're not going to have those after you have your sleeve, because they're going to be hard on your sleeve. Stop caffeine, which I haven't been having any caffeine. I think on my food funerals I had a Starbucks, which was awesome, but yeah, that was the first time I'd had caffeine probably in a month, so that wasn't much. Begin exercising. You're supposed to be doing at this stage. I'd started that 2 months ago, so I've been doing that. Stop herbal supplements. I don't think I'm on any herbal supplements. But you're also supposed to, at this point, stop taking some of your prescription meds. Depends on what you're on, and of course you should always double check it with your doctor. So I've stopped taking, well, I hadn't. As of tomorrow, I will stop taking my allergy medicines, which is like a Zyrtec I take once a day, and a 12-hour extended release Zyrtec I take, as well as some nasal sprays I do because I get bad migraines. So I was trying to put it off, stop taking it, but I have to because it has to get out of your system before surgery. So I stopped doing those, and then I'm also on aspirin because of a genetic marker, a predisposition to clotting. And I did discuss that with the doctor, and they told me I could continue taking that up to, I think it might have been 5 days before the surgery. I have to go back and double check that because I don't want to take it too much before the surgery because I don't want it to mess up anything. So I'll definitely stop taking that before my surgery as well. But the main thing on any of your drugs you're taking, you should definitely double check it with your doctor. If it's something unusual, something or like diabetic related or heart, whatever it might be, you just need to double check it with your doctor, make sure you're safe on that. So I stopped taking those. So, also I was taking a form of serotonin, kind of like a little happy pill, just kind of level things off for me. And you have to wean yourself off of that. I guess every doctor might be a little bit different, but I just had decided at this point in time that I didn't need it anymore because I've been on it for several years now. So I've been weaning myself off with my doctor's approval, not my surgeon's approval, but with my primary care physician's approval. And I stopped taking it this last weekend. So I think there's been a combination of no longer having that in my system and now not having any carbs. It's really made me slower, a little bit more lethargic, just not as peppy, which is fine. I've acknowledged it, and I'm just going to deal with it as it goes along. But I have been exercising. I go to the gym 3 times a week, and doing that. I've been finding I do have a Fitbit, and I've noticed that in the last 4 or 5 days, my nights, I'm sleeping like a rock all of a sudden. So I think it's a combination of everything, that, especially having the drugs out of my system, and it's just wild. I'm like sleeping with no problems, which is kind of crazy because I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but there's animals running around, my 2 cats, and they like to wake me up in the middle of the night. And I have not woken up the last 3 or 4 nights, pretty much since I started the pre-op diet. Maybe I should stay on this for life because it's really nice being able to sleep through the night so well. So for days 1 through 11, you are in the high protein, low carb, no carbs, which of course carbs are sugar, starches, or anything like that. On your veggies, you wouldn't want to have any veggies that are starchy. So any veggies really that the ones you like the most are probably the ones you shouldn't have. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, carrots and just pithy things. Of course, you can't have potatoes. That's an obvious no. But just be logical about the whole thing and just eat the good things. Broccoli is a great one. Stick with stuff like that. Green things, bright green, or just good for you things. So that's days 1 through 11. And then 3 days before the surgery, days 12 through 14, you're supposed to be on a clear diet, clear liquids diet. No eating of anything. No chewing should be happening, and it should be clear, not just liquid, but clear liquid. Part of the reason for that is they want to make sure that you don't have any dyes in your system. I've heard, like, if you have red dyes in your system or different color dyes, that it can confuse the doctors when they're in there. They might see red seeping out and they might think it's blood. In reality, it's just dyes that are in your system that haven't gone out of your system yet. So at least that's what I've heard. That's part of the reasons why you want to have clear liquids in there. So it's when they're saying clear, that doesn't mean you go out and have sugar-free Gatorade. Well, you can have sugar-free Gatorade, but I wouldn't have sugar-free Gatorade that's like red. I definitely wouldn't do that, or purple. I'd probably try yellow or something light. But so you still can have protein. You still need to have your protein in, and to do that, Isopure is going to be what I'm drinking, and I'm not looking forward to it. I bought a bunch of it ahead of time to taste it and try it out because I know I'm going to be drinking it after the surgery, and it's just not good, but I'll do it. I'm also going to get some Ensure Clear and broths, chicken, veggie, or beef broths. I'm just going to use containered store-bought as well as some powder. I'll definitely need the powder for the flights and whatnot. You can have sugar-free Jell-O and popsicles as well, but again, I'm not so sure about the colors, the dyes in those, so I'm not sure how much of that I'll be eating. But so that's kind of it. And then I have to do, on the day I fly in for my surgery into San Diego, they'll take me by the hospital that day, so I can't have anything much to drink at all after midnight that night before, because they're going to do some, I guess, the blood work and whatnot. And then after the blood work, the tests, I can have some fluid, so I guess I can have some broth after that. And that'll probably, this is probably around 4 so after in the afternoon, the day before my surgery. And then, of course, I don't know, was it midnight before the surgery or 8 hours before? Yeah, somewhere in there. You have to stop eating things anyway. So I'll just have a few hours the day before my surgery to have some fluid. So make it kind of interesting, especially with the flight and everything. But so that's kind of it. Kind of a rundown of my pre-op diet at the time being. And I guess I'll check back with you guys soon and maybe tell you a little bit more about other things I've been doing. And I hope everything's going okay with y'all. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Alrighty, bye.